Here are some hints for the questions on verifying properties of geometric figures. So question 1, given the triangle with coordinates A, B, and C, we're telling you that the midpoint of AC is point D, and E is the midpoint of side BC. And we're asked to verify that side DE, that's what this is saying, is parallel, that's what these symbols are, that means they're parallel to side AB. So we know if we're looking for things that are parallel, there is something that is true. What should be true is that their slopes should be equal. So what we need to find is the slope of DE, and we need the slope of AB so that we can compare them. Okay, now slope of AB is simple enough. We can use these 2 points here to calculate the slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. To calculate the slope of DE, we're going to actually need to find point D, which is the midpoint of AC. So we could use our midpoint formula to get point D. And we would use the midpoint formula again to find E, which is the midpoint of side BC. Then when we get D and we get E, we can use those 2 points and the slope formula to find its slope. For part B, we're asked to verify that the length of DE is 1/2 the length of AB. So that tells me right here I need to find the length of AB. I need to find the length of DE, and I already found points D and E in part A. So use the length formula on both of those and compare. For question 2, this is asking you, or telling you that the sides of the triangle ABC have these equations below. So we've got 3 lines. So depending on how they look, we've got a 2/3 slope and a minus, and then we've got a slope of 5, so that's a fairly steep one. And then we have a slope of -3/2. So how they intersect is going to create a triangle. So we're going to end up with intersection points of here, here, and here, and those would be our coordinates for our triangle, A, B, and C. So that tells me here that I'm going to perhaps need some intersection points. Now we also want to verify that this triangle is a right triangle, so I'm thinking I need some slopes, and slopes that are negative reciprocals of each other's, and we also need to show it's an isosceles triangle. So isosceles tells me I need to be looking at side lengths. Now, in order to be able to look at these particular things, the slope and the side lengths, we need to actually find these intersection points, the points A, B, and C, so that we can actually then use our slope formula and our length formula with those points. Now we know we can find intersection points if we solve systems of equations. So I would look at a pair at a time, so the first 2 together, find that intersection point. I would look at the second 2, the second and the third together to find that intersection point, and then I would look at solving the system with the first and the third to find the third intersection point. Hope that helps you get on track. Try these questions and then you can go through a solution.